Yeah, I guess just back on that. It must be a privilege though to jump in as captain this week while Scott has a well-earned rest.
Yeah, it's always an honour. I think sort of had the reins in the past, and it is a huge role to take on board. Such a special team, and yes, I suppose getting this opportunity, it's a privilege, and nothing really changes for me, mate. Just try and go out there and do my best for the team, and I'm sure the boys will do the same.
A lot of attention, and rightly so, has been around Richie this week. What are your recollections of when he first came in around 2015, 2016 into this environment?
He's always been himself, I think. He's a cheeky fella. He just pulls things out of the hat, doesn't he, when he's on the field, and sort of just a top bloke off it. I remember watching his first game my first game, seeing him play for Linwood, and you could see some pretty special things back then even, and he's just taken that, I suppose, steps every year and made his game even better, and taken control of this team for a long time now, and it's special to see him get this moment. One
of the sentiments that seems to be carrying through is that he's always one to rise to the occasion. Would you share that sentiment to him, and just looking at the track record over the last 6 years?
Yeah, I think he doesn't give much away. He keeps the same sort of face on the field, whether we're under pressure or going really good. He just goes about his work, and like I said, he pulls things out of the hat every now and again, and he's had a few clutch moments for the Crusaders, and he's been a huge part of why we've been so successful.
He's Centurion number 24, so you're getting pretty used to this now, but these weeks, do you change much at all? Obviously you acknowledge it, but do you just sort of embrace the occasion? Does the week feel any different?
It does. There's an element of it being a bit different. I think it's special. You got to take a moment to acknowledge what's about to be achieved, because although there's a lot of men on the wall at Rugby Park these days, it's still a really hard thing to achieve, and just proud to say that I get to run alongside him and been there for the majority of those games. And
on another note, before I let Rob have some questions, but the cavalry starting to return. Quinton Strange, for one, I'm actually looking forward to having him as a big target at line-out time.
Oh, that's one of his strengths, I think, is being able to take control line-out time. You've seen it at NPSC level, and whenever he gets a run out with the Crusaders, so I know he's fizzing to get back out there. He's had a pretty tough run of just a couple of niggly injuries, and even the other boys, it's quite timely, having, I suppose, the bye on the back of this game to allow the boys coming back another week to get right, so that they can come into the frame post that.
And that's when you lead the team, captain the team to that Super Rugby Aotearoa title. How much did you learn as captain, and what were the most important things you learned as captain during that season?
I didn't change a whole lot, to be honest. I think it was more around just performing for the boys, and you had a bit more responsibility off the field around like the strat of the game and how you want to manage things when you're on the field. But the great thing is, in this team, you've got a lot of leaders in the environment. Sammy Whitelock running around, Richie Moe, who just takes control of the game when it comes to the attack, and then the likes of Jack and Davey sort of stepping up when we don't have the ball and we're on D. So nothing much changed. I just wanted to focus on making sure I performed.
On the line out, he's mentioned Strange before. I think you're 83% so far this season, which is ranks 10th. How would you sum up the line out so far this season?
Oh, pretty average, to be honest. I think personally, from my point of view, can be a lot better, and also just as a whole, we probably have made things a bit hard on ourselves at times, and hopefully, we've got that right this week. Really simplified it down to just nailing our core roles and executing, and I think if we can make a step in the right direction in that area of our game, we should be right.
How much has it contributed to it, though, the fact that you've had different guys coming in all season playing a lot?
Oh, it is a factor. I think we pride ourselves on our next man stepping up, and it's just one of those things, right? You do have a lot of changes. It can upset rhythm, but it doesn't mean to say that we don't go out there trying to nail it every time. And
I heard an assistant coach from one of the other teams say that more and more teams are competing at the line-outs. Does it feel like that to you this year?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that the area for error or not quite getting it right, you're getting dealt to. So, we had that last week with the Reds. They turned over a bit of ball, and even in previous games. So you sort of have to be on your game, speed, throw, everything. Yeah.
Any reason why there's that trend? Why teams have started attacking it more defensively?
I think just teams understand that it's a great opportunity to apply pressure, and if you don't, then it's also a great chance for the attack to get what they want in terms of their maps and stuff. So funnily enough, it seems like the defensive side of things simplified a lot over the years, and teams are just willing to get up in the air and put pressure on, and it is making it harder, but that's the beauty of the game.
Just lastly, Codie, what's your assessment on Moana? Because obviously they've had a barren run, but threats across the park. So where do you have to nullify those?
They're a powerful unit. They're big boys, a lot of powerhouse runners in their team, and when they get some momentum, they're hard to stop. I think even though they've had a few losses, they've been in the game a lot and come really close. So I think it comes back to just matching physicality, keeping the pressure on when we can, and scoring points when we get in the right area.